Yeah.
Man, I used to flame hot Cheetos going to DC one
I don't
time.
mess with that. Unless they were Reese cups.
Oh,
Reese cups, yeah.
The last 10 minutes, she like, you have to get to your seat. I would not come out the bathroom. It's the first time I ever landed on the toilet.
I bet they didn't let you do
What
it.
man
True,
said?
yeah, she ain't had no choice. They was killing me. Going to DC. I would not get off that toilet landing, dude.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
That's the
When
one.
they give you a Victor Freeze
Yes, sir. Oh man.
and others.
Yeah. Hey, what's your name, bro?
Edgar.
Edgar?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
All right.
Freeze, bro.
That's
You
their
Freeze
band, like James Pond. Not Alan Paul.
Not Alan Poe, right?
Hey. Oh man. We live. Let's go. What's your name?
Oh, she here.
Are you ready, bro?
She here. Scoot down. We need one more seat. That's it. And we good. Scoot up, right? Yeah. We can put Lauren. We can put her right here if we want. We need one more
Tracy
seat.
not coming?
Huh?
Tracy not coming?
Who?
Tracy. Tracy not coming.
What's Tracy?
Who on the host with us?
Damn, I ain't think about that. Man, do you know? Uber took her to the wrong building. She don't drive?
No, she don't.
You want to
I didn't know.
Took my granddaughter.
Yeah.
You know. She'll drive.
We got cups. Empty cup, we get more.
Angelo, we were on the same 3-on-3 team. And
Yep.
We went to the title
Yep.
game.
With the title game,
Lost
yeah.
to Whitaker and Flame
Oh, that one, yeah. I'm talking about the one we went on the east
Gus
side.
Macker?
Yeah, we was killing that one.
Me, you, and Winston.
Yeah. Me and Winston, who's that third person? We only four.
Me, you, and Gary Winston, I think.
I know it's one more person though I saw.
I think your guy from your neighborhood,
Oh,
Rob or Carl.
Ready?
somebody else. Let's go. Oh, John, I think. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Betty.
Hey.
I could have rode with you.
Yeah.
You called me. I might, give you the Uber address.
For your troubles, baby. I got you a cup of ice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's the
Cool.
corner pocket. Welcome. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the bell back. Yay.
Jason stole that bill.
Oh, no, you didn't have a far
How
bell
many
back.
episodes is this
This is episode 35.
corner pocket?
That's right.
You know, I sit in the corner of the legislature. I would call it the corner pocket over
Oh,
there.
really? Okay.
Oh,
It
that's
was meant to be then.
Right.
Meant to be, brother. What this dude,
Oh, we
all right, we going on.
There you go.
Okay, yeah. All right. Oh,
Why ain't sitting there? Hold on, we got it.
um,
Let me think. Definitely.
yeah, Wayne,
Wayne on the end, make him talk too much.
okay.
I wanted Jason to chime in.
Yeah,
He still can't.
yeah.
We gotta work it out. I think Jason need to be right there for you.
Oh, right there? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta get that Jerry.
You gotta get next to Troy. I mean Tracy. Oh, that's-
Okay. All right, just bring it to Jerry and whatever.
Yeah, let him sit right there. Trey, yeah, you gonna swap with him. Yeah, he gonna go right there.
Oh, I thought you said.
No,
Wayne.
that's what I meant. Yeah, Wayne, let Wayne sit on the end. I'm sorry.
Okay, Wayne, you the end.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You the hot seat, Wayne.
Uh-oh.
In the hot seat.
Yep.
For real.
All right, yo, it is episode, we've been live for a second, but it's episode 35. 35 like KD. We had a corner pocket, great episode today. Got some nice celebrities in here, special guests.
Why not call him that?
Especially this guy, look, especially the guy to my left of me. You know, he
Everybody here is
all right, yeah,
celebrity. That's a lot of celebrities.
he is
We got Edgar Van Trey in this mother.
And we got the conservative bro,
Yeah.
Wayne Bradley up in this
Conservative
motherfucker.
bro.
Dub B in this bitch.
What we got? This June what?
June 3rd, man, July 3rd, bro. What you say, June?
July, damn.
God
I'm the
damn,
second
brother.
person. Think about my grandmother on that.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
Hey,
it's 6 months. Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, but you talking to the, you truck freight to the choir on that one.
No.
And also have my special guest, my brother from another, Representative Isaac Robinson. So proud of this guy right here,
Clap
man.
it up, y'all.
Oh,
Yeah. Who else we got? We got Tracy. Don't forget Tracy in
We got
there,
our
man.
special guest host, Tracy, up in here. You know, doing our thing. You know, of course, Gary T up in here. We
My
doing
buddy Lauren is in the guest house today.
Yes,
She
and-
on the corner.
And we got Chris up here, guest Representative Robinson. Yes, indeed.
I got everybody that's smarter than me in here today. Yeah, everybody. The dumbest person in the building today. Just the way I like it.
Hey, you're gonna learn a lot, dude. That's what that means. You're
Yeah.
gonna learn a lot. That's it.
We're talking politics today.
Yes, indeed.
Election year.
Yes.
2000 what?
2019. Next year,
19.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Going
it.
down.
My man Wayne Bradley.
What's happening?
Probably the most irritating cat on Facebook, but I love him though.
What's happening?
Republican consultant. Tell me about yourself, man.
Well, I guess the best thing to say is that from 2013 to 2018, I was the Michigan State Director of African American Outreach for both the Republican National Committee and the Michigan Republican Party. After that, I stepped down from that position to consult for different campaigns over the last cycle, including John James, Bill Schuette, Secretary of State candidate, Mary Trevor Lang, and working on a host of different issues here in the state of Michigan.
Don't forget that radio show you got now.
Well, the Wayne Bradley Show.
910.
Yeah, I used to be on 910. I've been back and forth on 910 a few times, but it's been a great experience over there. Shout out to Kevin.
Is it
Bacon.
over?
Right now,
You got Steve Harvey?
It's a fluid situation over at 910. So, you know, I wish the best to him over there, but if I'm ever get a chance to go back over there, of course I'll.
Glad to have you, man.
Thank
I've been
you.
on 910 before. They good people. over
Yeah,
there.
good folks,
Yeah.
good folks.
Let me ask you the most obvious question, man. What made you be a Republican? What, yeah, let's just question. Yeah, wait, that's okay. You got more. You're smarter than me.
It started actually back when I was in college. I went to Michigan State University.
I know
Go Green, Go
this.
White.
Okay.
And so it's funny because things have changed so much from back then, but it started out on social issues. I remember kind of associating with some of the young Dems. And you gotta remember, this is 1995, folks, so
Okay.
I don't want folks getting all riled up.
President Clinton.
Yeah, and so they were having this March on the Rock for gay rights or something at Michigan State in 95. So, I mean, again, it's not 2015, whatever.
Right.
And I just wasn't comfortable with that. I was an 8-year Catholic school kid. My pastor, Ken Hampton out of Grace Chapel over
You
on
Jesu?
Jesu.
I'm presentation.
Yeah, we used to
Yeah,
play
y'all
working.
need it. You put a while. Y'all from all my
Zach
friends from
Lasseter,
the
so,
Zoo.
you know,
Yeah, y'all put it up. Yeah.
We used to put in that work. Shout out to my boy Kiefer out there. So we used to, put in work. But so I what it was is that my pastor and I really say that's really where it started. Listening to him every Sunday talk about the way things through his lens of how things were in life, and he was very what I would consider. I call him the Black Rick Santorum. He's very conservative. So when I got to college, when that was the first thing that they kind of called me into being a part of, and I didn't like object to it. I just said I don't want to do that, and that began my process of thinking like, well, you know, this is before you could just Google everything.
Right.
I had to actually go to
the
a library.
right?
You know what I mean?
Get the card catalog.
Yeah,
The
so-
Dewey Decimal System.
Windows 95 just hit the building.
Yeah, and so
Windows.
I was doing my research. I started kind of understanding where I wanted to be. Even back then, I was like, I want to be in business. I want to get money, and I always associated the Republicans as the guys trying to get the money, and Democrats was the guys trying to take it. So that was '96, and I'm not again. That was again. Give me some credit. This is a long time ago.
You're 19 years old.
Democratic Party been around longer than me, don't look at me.
Yeah, and so,
Yeah, 19.
and then '96, Jack Kemp was the running mate of Bob Dole.
I remember
Bob
how-
Dole, Dole Kemp, sure was.
But
yeah.
Jack Kemp was the quarterback that played with OJ.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jack Kemp was the guy that was the HUD guy, and he's the one that brought in empowerment zones back in the late '80s, early
Dr.
'90s.
King Holiday.
And so
Yeah.
I thought this was a cool
Don't
guy.
forget he played with East Side. What's the name of the park?
McKenzie.
No, yeah, Reggie McKenzie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Reggie
don't
McKenzie.
forget that.
Yeah, no doubt. And so it was a natural thing. It wasn't like until maybe when I got older, it was like, okay, maybe this is something I want to really, really be involved with. But I just felt more And then, it might be, what was it, 2000, 2001, when Engler allowed everybody to get CCWs.
Oh, okay.
That was another thing. I'm like, okay, I'm with the Republicans. I hate to argue with y'all, all my friends, but the values that, gun rights, religious freedom, because at that time it was still people arguing about gay marriage and all that stuff, and I really wasn't my top issue. But gun rights are. I've always believed, when I came back home, I had the brand new DTS.
But if you're a young guy in Detroit, you don't go to prison when you have a gun, though.
Well, exactly, if you have it illegally. And so I felt like that he made an opportunity for guys who hadn't gotten in trouble to go ahead and get their pistol, be able to protect themselves. And then the last thing that wasn't successful was school choice. And I know my brother over here will definitely disagree with that. But, yeah, school choice and vouchers. And so those are the things that kind of gravitated me towards the Republican Party. As time went on, I got more involved on the local level, just going to those meetings. And that's what I tell people, go to both sides, see what works best for you. But I was welcomed with open arms, and people really were interested in trying to get me more involved and get involved with the parties.
How much shit do you hear all day? Every day?
It doesn't really, everywhere I go.
No, you got a bulletproof soul, dog. I got to give you that. You get it, cause I done gave it to you before.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, GTE hurt my
No
feelings.
No
The brother cut me off the day after the election. He was like, man, I'm not being friends with anybody that supported Trump. And the next thing I know, he wasn't even my friend on there.
I remember about a week later, he gave me an inbox like, man, add me back, motherfucker.
What's wrong with you, dog? It's just an election. I ain't nothing to do with that. So,
Took me 4 years. I added him back to
my
the
brother. So, and I think that at the end of the day, I still try to work on issues in my community that benefit us, but I just happen to be a Republican, and that's just how I've always approached it. There's a lot of people in this room, we all probably went out and sat down and socially been places together, Coney Islands, you name it. We've sat down with each other trying to work out problems in our community. That's what I try to do. Just a little
No
fun.
doubt.
Okay.
All right, State Representative Isaac Robinson, man. I've known you since 9th grade, Miss Wyatt class.
I asked Cicely,
At
I
Renaissance.
asked Cicely, I said, what's up with Isaac? She said, I love him.
Yeah, that's my
Cicely
man.
Williams?
Yes.
Yeah,
Her mom's a lawyer.
Gail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, what made you go into politics, man? He's always been a people person, always been a jokester. Like, wasn't you class clown?
I was 12th grade class sense of humor.
Yeah.
Nobody's clown.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Hands down. But explain how you got into politics.
Well, my mother, Rosemary Robinson, first woman
Hi,
county
Mom.
commissioner. I was actually born on the Wayne County Commission. She was a Democrat. I was born a Democrat, Wayne. I had no choice. When I was in college, my mom actually got out of politics when I was 12, and she practiced criminal defense. So when I went to college, I wasn't really seeing her day to day being an elected official, but I got involved with the Fight to Save Affirmative Action at U of M. Helped start an NAACP chapter at that time. There was a senator named David Jay who was really doing some crazy stuff in the legislature, one of the guys from the Republican side. Y'all don't claim David Jay, do y'all?
Nah.
Oh,
I know.
But it's in my blood, and I went to law school, became president of student government. When I was in college, I worked in the living wage campaign, worked with NAACP, and it's just kind of like, I think it's where God has me to do this work. It's disheartening work also, and so it's definitely something, if you're really gonna jump into it every day, people let you down, like, fights for car insurance, people you think that would fight a little harder, they're not there.
Yeah.
Right.
What neighborhood were you from?
So I grew up off 12th and Grand River.
Oh, how about that?
Well, people could say Detroit is hard, but if you grow up in it, it's paradise.
Amen.
And so,
That's right.
So my mom lived in the Jeffrey Projects with my older brothers and sisters, moved over to 12th Street, Grand River, where I live now, around 68. I was born in 75. So I was, I'm raised up in Detroit, neighborhood high school in Murray Wright. I went to Renaissance.
Went to Renaissance,
Went to St.
Mighty Phoenix.
St. Leo's.
Unfortunate.
St. Leo's.
Don't you forget when you bring up that neighborhood, that's the outcast.
Zone 8, baby.
Sure.
That's the outcast.
That's my man. And then, And he went to Northwestern too.
He
I'm
says
still
on
paying
that.
for Northwestern Law.
Right, law.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
Chicago.
Northwestern.
Yeah. He went to Northwestern
Wildcat.
University. Yeah. Like I
Jerry
said-
Springer went there too.
Darnell Autry.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I said, I'm proud of this brother right here, man. I've known him all my life. And the thing about him, like, what's funny is my god brother, I actually met Isaac before ninth grade, but we didn't remember it though, with G Bell.
Oh, yeah.
When I came to a couple practices.
Oh yeah, I started shooting guard for St. Leo Lions.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm
So you put in that
Two
work.
Yeah.
athletes in there. You play ball.
Oh yeah,
saying?
very
Yeah, I was
serious.
captain of me and Lo played for Renaissance.
Yeah.
Me and Angelo were each like 100 pounds lighter.
You're right.
He was the first one with the Reebok pump.
You was looking good, brother. You had
It don't
pumps.
matter.
My dad was Chrysler retired.
My dad was
the basketball team sucked. It
My
don't matter
dad,
why.
hey, my dad was the
Renaissance
very
sucked.
first. He was the very first black executive for Chrysler.
Okay.
So that's
why you got them Reebok
Yeah,
pumps?
I look, and then I would tell you today too, because I was like, Dad, can I get these? And he was like, go ahead. He was mad. He was about something, about paying a bill for my mama. So he was like, go ahead, get them. So when he get up there, the price came up, and he looked at me, and I was like. No, I didn't do that. I ducked like I think he about to swing, but he paid him. Get these out of here. I was like, yes.
I used to love Ryan with Angelo's daddy, boy. He
Yeah.
was cool as hell. He had the best Chrysler, whatever the best Chrysler was. I don't know if it was a Cadillac, the Chrysler Cadillac.
Yeah.
We ran that.
So he had it.
That New Yorker,
Oh,
with,
yeah.
with the cabaret roof, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he had all the buttons back in the day when you like, ooh, buttons, you know.
Man, why was Trump better than Hillary?
Well, was Trump better than Hillary?
Yeah.
I think that Hillary was just a flawed candidate. I think most of my Democrat friends would agree with me.
I can work corner pocket.
Yeah, but I think Trump was up. I think a lot of it was up front. We knew from day one
We knew who he
the
was.
imperfections of Donald Trump, and the difference is Hillary tried to portray herself as. I mean, I think that if you are honest, none of these candidates have been perfect, but a lot of them try to pretend to be. And Donald Trump is he's up front about who he is, and he does not apologize. I think there's a time that. You know, people did not apologize for being who they are, and as a guy, I kind of like that.
Donald Trump needs to send $300 million to Detroit for senior home repairs. I don't give a damn about the entertainment. So he's a failure for Detroit. Let's talk about what he's doing for Detroit. He's a failure. You know, what is Ben Carson doing to build low-income housing in Detroit? Now, if you start saying some stuff he's doing, then I'll give him some credit.
What about the opportunity zones?
Tell us about it. Who's getting it?
Well, anyone that's willing to invest in the city of Detroit, they're taking funds from folks who are using their tax. Obviously the people that are investing at the top of it are people who have money already, but it's opening up opportunities.
So we're about to get into reparations right now because we know who has capital. You know, who will shut out of capital for
Well, I'm just
150
thinking about
years.
reparations.
Well, that was
Bring that on.
Yeah.
but to your point is we need to have this information
Right.
get out. If there's an opportunity, that's what I'm saying. If the federal government is doing something good,
Mhm.
we need to make sure all the local Detroit businesses are having a meeting. So I'm happy to help convene that meeting. Brother Van, maybe you can be part of it. But if there's some money,
Definitely.
where's the damn news flash? Where is Mayor Duggan having a damn town hall, all these damn fake press releases, the lights turned on, let's turn some businesses on.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, I think that Ken Harris just recently, it was about a week ago, they hosted a forum that brought investors and business folks together to discuss the opportunity zones. And I think that's the problem is that when Trump actually does do something good, it gets overshadowed by whatever rhetoric is out there, and that can go from both sides. That can be the media.
yeah, I'm keeping it real, like,
Yeah.
stuff, he's done more again for shattering mass incarceration than the Clintons did, so you give people credit,
Right.
but let's keep it real, like, he's doesn't wake up giving a damn about Detroit. He came here and walked around with Ben Carson, he could give a shit about the city of Detroit until otherwise proven. And that's why we're gonna vote his ass out of office, next year.
I gotta ask this question. Because I love when we don't talk about Trump like this. Were we satisfied with the work that President Obama did for Detroit?
I'm a union guy.
Ooh, I'm about to hurt some feelings here.
I'm a union guy.
He said no.
After 8 years of
I work
George
for-
Bush,
I
I was
work
so
for- I work
proud
for
of
the
Barack
auto-
Obama.
I just want to hear about Obama.
Well, I work for the auto industry, so you know I'm
Yeah,
gonna say
and the
yes.
last 6
You
years.
have a right to say that.
Yeah.
He saved the.
I'm gonna say yes.
Let me rephrase that. He helped with George Bush save the auto industry.
And it changed my life.
Amen to that. I'm
Okay.
glad George Bush was there to help out.
Well, I-
and Obama can help follow up with that. That's I'm just
It
saying. That's a
was
good
so
thing.
unfortunate that President Obama only had Democratic majorities for the first 2 years.
True.
And the first 2 years of his
And he squandered it.
presidency, he was the most prolific president in American history, and that's documented, the number of laws he passed. And it's unfortunate that Democratic voters tune out in these off years. And that's why, just in Lansing, I'm a Democrat.
Right.
I like you, Wayne, but when there's an issue before the tax committee, I'm thinking about how is this helping minority businesses? How is this affecting the environment? How is this affecting workers' rights? I don't know what the hell the Republicans are thinking about. They just voting for bullshit.
They're trying to keep government out the way.
No, they're
so
trying to give
businesses can survive.
$700 million to Dan Gilbert and pushing
Yeah.
$350
Wait,
million.
that was a bipartisan.
My
bill.
mother voted no, because she knows what
How
doesn't go
many
where we go.
Democrats voted no on that?
Governor Snyder signed the bill, and it had Republican majorities.
But it
through that.
also had
Yeah,
bipartisan cooperation.
That's some sorry ass line you're saying. That's
Am
some
I
sorry-
lying?
No, you're not.
Okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't lying.
No,
Democrats
but
agree
just
with
because
that.
something is bipartisan doesn't make it right.
It means it was cooperation.
My point
That's what
is,
we
you
define.
can't, what I'm saying is,
On
the
the
Republican Party with the governor,
Mm-hmm.
$700 million tax credit for Gilbert, $450 million from the school aid for Illich. You can't talk about our party of wasteful spending. That's a damn lie.
Mm-hmm.
We have billions and billions of dollars that we've committed ourselves through all these corporate tax credits.
The
that don't bring us-
job creators.
Yeah, and the data
Where are
does
they,
this. The data, no, yeah, if you got money and you done paid some money to the secret nerd fund, you done got a damn $10 million grant.
I don't know
And-
anything
and that's
about
why-
the nerd. Those days are over now.
No, I'm up there, I get emails that
Mhm.
say $6 million grant from the Michigan Strategic Fund has been given to this market rate housing. So every day, our tax dollars fund high-income billionaires and millionaires, while our W-2s, and we're gonna change, and that's these conversations, I'm up there, and we're gonna come together around these things. We need to fund WC3 and help them with fund them more.
Lawmaker, you wanna chime in on
Let me
that?
ask you guys- I just want to ask you guys kind of a different question. You're on the consultant side, you're on the actual in the seat side.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm old enough to remember when you was a politician, that was a very, prestigious thing. Now it's looked upon and being frowned upon. If you pee on the toilet seat, you in the newspaper, you can't have no fun no more. It was a lot of fringe benefits that went along with that. Would you say it is worth it today to be a politician? I know it's kind of hard for you because you're already in office, but is it really worth it? When we go back to the glory
I
days.
still think it's honorable to be a public servant if you're truly a public servant. Now, there's people on both sides of the aisle that might abuse that, but I think there's still nothing more honorable than willing to serve.
Yeah, it's fuck ups on both
Yeah.
ends. So yeah.
It's such an honor and privilege to represent people in Detroit who treat me so good. I mean,
Right.
senior citizens, we treat me with so much love. I had a meeting the other day with women who are breast cancer survivors. We're looking at a $60 billion budget in Lansing. And the governor and some other people got us just talking about some damn roads. Let's talk about the other $58 billion.
Right.
But my point is, I held the first town hall meeting on funding for breast cancer, and Sam Riddle was there, who's a legendary political activist.
Riddle.
Mary Waters, who started the Sister Network, but we were there with breast cancer, looking at the line items. So there's $15.8 million a year spent from the state budget on cancer prevention and treatment. Another $8 million on health and wellness. So it is such a God-given blessing to me that I have the opportunity to raise issues, and by coming together on any issue, every day I wake up and issues come at me. All this facial recognition issue, I get to stand up for the Fourth Amendment. Just like the
Amen.
founding fathers wanted to protect civil liberties, I'm now gonna introduce a bill that will ban facial recognition technology and join with the citizens of Detroit to make sure that we protect our liberties and against tyrannical
What are the
government.
pros and cons of facial recognition?
You need a warrant
Yep.
before you can come up all in my house, all up in my face.
I think you
It's just
and
freedom.
Representative Lucido should be working together.
So
on
Lucido
that.
already has a bill,
Yeah.
and a lot of these were Representative McMillan
Mhm.
and
Tommy
my
McMillan.
mother Rosemary Robinson. They held these civil liberty forums. So I want to kind of bring that back so we can get into making sure we're getting protected against drones. Drones can be sitting on your window with Chief Craig watching you take a shit.
Right.
I mean, this is what if we don't regulate that.
Facts.
Well, you, honest to goodness, you really think 44 stunk?
No, I didn't say that. I just don't.
No, you didn't say that.
No, I didn't think he stunk. No, I just think that it's overrated because of the emotional tie in our community. that we weren't willing to, while we had 8 years to get him to do certain things,
That was like
we were happy that we had the brother in there, so we did not push him to get more done on behalf of our
I
community.
had one big flaw with him, he didn't jump down on the, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He didn't jump down on the, police department in the United States of America.
No, and he signed that blue alert thing too, and
Well,
that kind
you
of
know,
pissed me off too.
Everybody
But my
got
thing-
not guilty, I
yeah,
think but one person.
Yeah, but my thing that pissed me off the most about that same issue is the fact that, you know, and I'm just, you know, I know he had a whole lot on his plate.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that. I understand he had a lot on his plate. But Trump is in there.
But that was a big meal.
I understand, it was a big meal. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying. I said, don't get me wrong. But Trump's in there doing what the fuck he want to do. If Obama had that kind of
Machismo.
but yeah, but that's it. Like for
He would
example,
have got a second. He would have gotten elected the second time though.
but you know what? Who knows though? Who knows? Who knows? We don't know because he didn't do it.
And-
You know what I'm saying? He didn't do it. He didn't do any further for black people. He did stuff for the country, but he didn't do anything for black people.
And he let's just keep it real.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's keep
I'm
it
just
real.
being honest about
Let's
it.
just be real. Two things. He fought the idea of saying he was the black president.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
So he didn't want to, in theory, he didn't want to look out for us too
And
much.
guess what?
That's what it is.
If we get a woman president, they gonna stand on that all day long.
And-
The first woman president.
And she gonna stand for women's
And-
rights.
and look-
that's why my problem with Obama was.
Yeah.
But he did a good job. Like I said, he had a lot on his plate. But especially when Trayvon got killed, instead of him saying something about
It
about
looked like my son.
yeah, he looked like my son. So you like your son? You ain't passed no law or anything to judge for that?
That was
He like your son? That was bullshit.
And listen,
Because my son ain't going like this. If you look like my son,
you got to ride.
you got a problem.
Well, what could he have done outside of,
I would say,
He couldn't sign an act of law about like, for example, they have the stand your ground law. Even though that wasn't even stand your ground, dude went and chased and hunted him down.
What other protected groups or special groups benefited during Obama's?
The gay and lesbian group
Okay.
benefited, but
And
not
he-
the
and-
black
and
people.
he had
That's
no-
what I'm saying.
and I'm saying
he
he
had
had
way
no-
more legislature for the gay
I would
the
agree.
black community, but he did for black people.
I'm
Why
just-
not? And we always agree.
I'm
What
just-
a race.
No, what's
You know what I'm saying? But we still
I'm talking about in terms of voting blocks, special interests, whatever. And my thing is this, okay, because like now all of a sudden again, we're
And
talking
then
about
what?
reparations
Right.
before an election. And my thing was, how come even on the way out, how come
Yeah,
Obama,
thank you.
how come
That's
he just
another
write an
thing.
executive order? Trump don't care about it. He'll write an executive order for
In a
whatever he wants to
heartbeat.
get done. He did a travel ban.
I'm gonna check your voting
He
card.
did-
You can check my vote. I always vote. Look,
It
like
better
this.
not
I vote
say
for
45.
No, I'm saying this. I vote for the best.
You ain't
I
said
vote for
nothing
the
nice yet.
best. I'm saying I vote for the best person available.
And-
That's why I voted
You ever
for.
voted Republican?
When I was younger, yeah, I did.
For who?
Who was I been Republican I voted for? What
Probably
Republican?
Snyder or something.
You
I didn't vote for Snyder. I
You might
didn't
have
vote for
McCain.
Snyder. I didn't vote for Snyder. I didn't believe in the nerd. I don't believe nerds and politics go together.
He did his thing.
I didn't vote for
So Snyder?
Yeah.
He's in hiding right
The one
now
thing,
for
yeah,
David
that's what I'm saying.
I'll tell
One
you
thing
that.
I did like about Snyder, what he did do, what he didn't do it, is he was trying to get the monopolization off of Marty Marone. And I like that, trying to get the other things.
that
I
was
like that
Back on
part.
Bridge,
That was
bro?
Yeah, the bridge.
yeah.
I like that part.
That was-
Because Marty Marone was he just monopoly, like fuck it, I ain't doing shit, and I'm not gonna increase it.
Well,
You know?
again, he's a job creator here in the state of Michigan.
creator.
I don't want to talk bad about Matty Maroon.
I mean,
Matty Maroon's a good man.
No,
What about you, Isaac? How you feel about
God,
that?
Look at Lauren. Let
That's the
Lauren go.
Republican hot button,
You guys leave Matty alone.
I think
Fuck
black
Maddie.
people-
And a country day alumni.
I think black people fall into the voting straight Democrat, straight
Yes.
Republican, and to be
Guilty.
honest,
Guilty.
that's how my parents taught me to vote. And it wasn't until I was like 21, 22, 23 that I was just like, well, I'm independent. I'm voting for
Exactly.
the person
That's-
that's working for my money.
you go.
Because even
That's
now you
possible.
have issues like gerrymandering where people really feel like becoming a politician is a career and that they should retire from that. And no, you should be a politician as long as you are willing to exercise your voice or the voice of your constituents. And that's a
Amen.
big issue with a lot of not Republicans, but Republicans, Democrats,
Politicians.
Politicians.
Yes.
period, locally and in Washington.
Yep. I agree wholeheartedly with
So
that.
let me ask you guys this. Me and Wayne briefly talked about it before the show. if the election was today, would Trump win?
For sure.
Today? If it was right
Today.
today, hell yeah, he'd win. Today?
Today,
he
yes.
No doubt.
He win today.
No question.
Today.
Donald Trump would win?
Today,
You
right
don't
this
think so?
moment,
I don't
because
think
it's
so.
too much disarray in the
Who would
diplomatic, it's too
win?
much discrepancy.
It's too
in the-
many
Can I,
people.
can I explain my theory?
Exactly. Today, you win.
I gotta
Not when it
give,
comes to-
You gotta go one
Well,
on
no, I
one
just
with
wanna
somebody.
know.
I gotta give a special
Sugar
shout
and
out
dog would be
to
too
Kamala Harris. Can I just,
Kamala?
you know, I gotta give a shout out to Kamala
Man.
Harris, Senator Bay. She took out Joe. Joe is done. He is no different now than Donald Trump. As me and we were just discussing that before. Like she's made him as just as bad, if not worse. So how can you get to a general election?
He was 8 years as vice president, and nothing is older than yesterday's news. So you can see I can see a Biden-Harris ticket.
I could too,
Yeah,
and they will
man.
both go down in flames.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm just saying.
Now,
They will go
I'm
down
voting for
in
the Green Party, and
flames.
both of
You
them.
sound like
I don't think we can
Go Hannity talking points though down there.
Hey, you ain't see the picture on there? You see the picture on the
Joe
flyer?
Joe Biden will never go down. He's been on the battlefield since the '60s, man.
Like
He's
you
like
said,
Robert
it's
Jackson
time.
and the Clintons. They're not going away.
Well, that's what Hillary Clinton thought too. I mean, she thought it was her seat, and
She
I,
had more votes, bro. And we didn't
she
think come out of
didn't. She
Detroit.
did not win where it counted.
Yeah, but it wasn't her fault. It was a lack
was
of-
her fault.
It was
She-
a lack of
she-
strategy down here in Detroit. Nobody was running a damn campaign.
Right.
Wow.
You went around to 5 churches. There was no
on,
money in
turn
the
it
street.
into the Hawkins.
I was run. I have a PAC called Michigan Democratic Future.
Right.
When I was out there working, pushing out the vote, people were more interested in the Detroit, some of the candidates for Detroit School Board than the presidential.
Mhm.
I got 5 literatures from Maisha Stallworth.
Yeah.
Nothing about Hillary
Sure
Clinton.
didn't.
Because
Yeah,
she,
I remember that.
the dirty secret is she takes black voters for granted. She does not expect you to
The
vote.
the
for
camp,
anybody
the
else.
She panders. She panders.
Why would she waste her money sending out mailers when she expects? you to
Mayor
vote?
Duggan and his operation failed.
Oh, we're blaming that on Duggan?
Yeah, because his team was in charge. You had Rico Razzo, Tommy Stallworth.
Great guys.
No, they are, but they're not. These aren't active community leaders. Not the labor unions. There should have been a real investment, a real organization in
That's
Detroit.
because they don't take black vote. The investment's not necessary. They expect black voters to come out and vote.
Democrat.
Why would they spend money on that? They'd rather go spend the money in the rural areas to
Like
get the white
Iowa
folks
would.
to vote for them than they would rather
Virginia.
invest. And that look, and this is the problem I have as a Republican and as talking to my Democrat friends. No one is willing to invest in our communities because we've given all our political leverage to one
Straight to
party.
the one party. All right.
When you against abortion?
Yes,
You
pro-life,
are?
4 kids, brother.
Oh, I
You never had an abortion?
Why
Hey,
not?
don't you got about 8 of them?
4. That's it. 4 kids, brother.
You never had an abortion?
No.
Never
no,
had one?
Never?
No.
Inadvertently.
Well, you
Hold
never
on,
had
hold
one.
on.
Of course you
Hold
never
on.
had one.
Inadvertently?
No.
Yeah. Ever pay one inadvertently?
No.
She said she needed $250 for get her hair done. She gonna shop.
No,
Hey,
no, sir.
now Wayne.
No, sir.
Now Wayne.
Pull out game cold.
Hey, now Wayne, but what about in the case of rape though?
Okay.
Yeah, that was-
All right. So let's get to that.
Who is that?
I think that is.
I told you, I grew up in Catholic school. My dad's a preacher. I'm Baptist, so I get the religious. side of
Jason!
it.
I think there are
What about
special.
rape?
I think there are special occasions where you can look. I wouldn't want for a woman's decision that's already been taken from her to have another decision taken from her.
Right.
But I think that again, that speaks for 1% of abortions. 99% of them are people are making the decision where they don't just want to have a child right now. It's not the time. or
And I got a
whatever.
question about that. So what's
That's
gonna
not being
happen?
responsible.
I understand not being responsible, but this is the thing though, and this is my battle when anyone says they're pro-life. But when this child get here, oh my God, you can't take care of this child? The person knew he couldn't take care of this child and wanted an abortion. You
But
stopped
those-
him to that fact.
Those aren't the people that are having the abortions. You have career women that might be 32, 33, just
And
don't
what's
feel
wrong?
like having a baby.
And
right
what's
now.
wrong with that?
What's wrong with
And
that?
what's wrong with that?
Hey, I just disagree. I don't want to take away. I know I can't tell a woman what pair of shoes to put on, so I know I can't tell you what your body is.
And that's what I'm
But,
gonna
but he asked me what how I felt.
Turn the
about
mic.
it.
Turn
I feel that.
You want to share the mic with her?
Hey,
No, and ma'am,
so
you are
You can't hold down like this.
Hold on.
you can't tell a woman what to do. I
And
can
you
just
are,
your body.
introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Chrysanthia
Yes.
Boyd. I'm
Chrysanthia.
the president of Woodward Village Association nonprofit.
Welcome to the corner.
Thank you. And to address you
Yes,
as a
ma'am.
Republican, I was a Republican. I started off as a Republican.
Come on back home.
I left the Republican Party when the Republicans decided they wanted to come into my bedroom and come into my womb and tell me what I could and couldn't have, and want to tell me as a woman how to direct my life and try and make laws to prevent me as a woman to make those decisions, especially me as a black woman.
Right.
You know, we have babies, but our daddies don't take care of our babies. We're out there.
Hey,
we
wait,
have
A lot has to do with that
wait,
criminal,
wait.
a lot has to
we
do with that
have to
criminal
work
justice
very
system.
hard
We can't run that one, though.
Yeah, listen,
take
a lot of that has to do with our
care
criminal
of our
justice system, our friend of the court system that monetizes
Yeah.
people from
I don't
separating
care.
families.
You still out there as a black woman on your own
It shouldn't
when you
have to be
have
like
that
that.
baby, but it is like that. It shouldn't and is are two different things. And right now, it is that way. And we have to go out, work, take care of the baby, make sure they fed and the whole 9 yards. As a single woman, when you get pregnant, you make that decision. I don't think I want to do this.
Well, do you think the government should have to pay for it?
I don't think the government should.
No, but if they, hold on, if they pass pro-life, yes, they should give someone thing for it, because you took away that option to not have the child.
I'm saying the government.
Well, I'm saying the government.
That's a personal
No,
decision.
I'm saying if the government takes away abortion, they took away the option. So they are responsible, just like anything else.
Insurance benefits, they definitely should pay for it.
Lauren,
Yeah,
you chiming
Questionable
in?
with government, I don't know, I'm not
Yeah, I
sure.
don't-
Like I said, if the government takes
And,
away.
and your insurance company should be able to decide if they want, they ought to be able to let
Insurance
you
company
know
should
if
do
they're
it.
gonna cover that or not.
But like Cialis.
I mean,
Right, hold on, they cover Cialis.
Cover Cialis.
They cover
insurance
It's a
companies
F-count.
already cover a portion of it. It's not fully covered.
But-
The other issue with it is pro-lifers are neglecting that it takes two. It's two sides to the situation. A lot of the people who are criminalized for abortions previously and with the trend that's going on now are the women and the doctors. Why aren't the fathers being criminalized in any way?
Because
We don't have a voice. We don't have a voice in this decision. I can't tell you what to do. So why would we, that's my point, is if we get back to really old school traditional values, where we're all working together making these decisions.
What are old school traditional
Right.
values?
Break that
What
down.
are old school traditional
Break that
values?
down, please.
She said it wasn't no
Man and a woman,
traditional
man and a
values.
woman
Black
in
have
one
taken
household.
care of their kids all of our lives.
No
I'm
doubt.
fortunate to be from a both parent and
Right.
two-parent household.
Mhm.
But I've watched us out here. We as black women, we struggle. We struggle hard. And then you meet the guy, he gets you pregnant, he don't have no job, don't care about education, and he going someplace else, and you wonder why. All you ever hear is, oh, I'm
That's a bad
looking for a
decision.
strong black woman. Well, we tired of being strong. We just tired of being tired.
There's
And then
successful
we-
deadbeat dads also.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
facts.
I have one in my
Yeah.
family. Well, he's in my extended family. They are successful
I do
deadbeat
think, I
dads.
just think that in the end of the day, I think that it would be hard to make it illegal someplace. A heartbeat bill, which has been going on in these different places, the baby's here already, right? Can we agree that once there's a heartbeat, there's a baby, or are we gonna disagree with that?
Hey,
I
all
don't
I'm saying
believe that.
is.
You, how
Nah,
far,
you
how,
trying to make us
how-
say something.
how
Yeah.
far, I'm just asking you something, how
I believe a
far,
baby
so
is a
should
baby.
you be able to have an abortion at 8
World.
months? Should you be able to?
No, hell no, not that far.
$1,000.
But who would get an abortion at 8 months though?
Yeah, I know
They-
people who
it's
got
called, it's
Yeah.
called a late,
Why?
it's called a
I
late
know people,
term.
it's like $1,000.
It's a late
What I'm saying
term.
is
I've
why?
never done it.
Because
I've
they
heard about
changed
it.
their mind. They don't want to have the baby now. Maybe they broke up with
been
the
done,
baby
bro.
father.
It's
or
rare
whatever.
that I
It's
heard
rare,
about
but it's
it.
there though.
It's just as rare as using rape or incest for abortion. That's
At
my
any
point.
point that
Wanna
the
chime
baby
in?
is
Your mic.
able to survive
Mhm.
outside the womb, then of
Outside
course,
the womb?
yes, then of course it should be illegal to have an abortion.
Fair enough.
But saying that, oh, you're pregnant, I heard a heartbeat at 2 weeks.
Right.
If something happened with me where you had to pull that baby out, that baby is dead. It's not even
Right.
developed into anything but a sack of cells.
Oh, it's life at that point.
Oh,
my
man.
Lord.
Bullshit.
I
take
them in Wayne Bradley.
I paid for a couple of abortions. I ain't gonna front. I wasn't ready for them. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
That's speaking
it
at your
is.
own
Well, I mean, see, this is the
Yeah.
thing. I didn't have my first child till I was 27, and I was probably a little active before I was 27, but I was responsible about it.
I'm responsible too.
If you was,
You didn't
no, you
mean to
weren't.
say active, you meant raw dog, Wayne.
I was
raw dog.
I was responsible. I was responsible because I took my responsibility, gave her $250, and she got it done. That's responsibility.
So I have a question.
Go ahead.
So what would be the end result if you took away women's rights to
I don't
have
know
a
how
voice?
y'all got me on this one.
No,
There's so much
seriously.
fun
I-
stuff to talk about.
It
Go
sure
ahead.
is.
Well, we can switch.
I just wanna know, like, if you think about it, what would you think it would be, what would the end result would be?
Maybe more adoptions
Like
and for
a
people that.
bunch-
No, more
maybe
people
for
on
people-
welfare
no,
that
more-
y'all don't wanna fund.
No.
Hey, wait a minute, let me say
That's
something
my
right now.
point.
I did
A
not
lot
add
of-
this to rush Wayne. That's my main man. We are not rushing Wayne today.
I'm okay, man.
Rushing
I'm okay.
Wayne. I know you are.
I'm okay. I'll take it, man. It's okay.
We
But
ain't been to rush
I
Wayne.
stand where I stand on, but I understand. Look, like I said earlier, from the very beginning we started this conversation off, I cannot tell y'all what pair of shoes to put on.
Right.
So I
I'm
get
just-
the concept
right.
of not being able to tell a woman what to do. It's her body.
Right. I
But
just think
when
that,
you start involving the federal government into the process, this is my thing, all right? Because we'll always say, well, the money doesn't go towards the abortions. Well, if you're giving tens of millions of dollars to Planned Parenthood, you know, out of your federal tax dollars, then guess what? They don't worry about collecting those funds on those abortions. They're already funded as an operation. And so, yeah, the policy is that if you want federal funds, then this is my position. Emergency pregnancy centers, adoption centers, whoever else, as long as you don't
What about
participate
sex
in the.
education, so it
I'm
doesn't
with
happen
that
in the
too.
first
Yeah.
place?
Hey, but Wayne.
You know I'm with that.
Is it Planned-
I got 2 daughters. I'm
Hey,
great with that.
Is it
Go
Planned-
ahead.
is
Abstinence.
Planned Parenthood a job creator?
No.
Ain't that what you be using?
Let's put them out of business.
We
We can find other jobs for them. We can find.
I
other
missed
folks.
that one. For who?
No, he keeps saying
Because
job
listen,
creators.
and I just want, because
Those are jobs that be lost.
we're in a
Not
room
that.
full of black folks. I just want you guys to
No, hold
understand.
on now. Give my
Isaac,
man
hey,
his
Isaac,
credit.
He light skinned. He ain't never light
He light
skinned.
skinned.
He ain't never light skinned. But listen, Planned Parenthood began in the black eugenics movement.
Sure
did.
Margaret Sanger used to go to the KKK
Yeah,
and say,
turn off them talking points.
yeah, I ain't no
Yeah,
talking
you got talking
points.
shit.
I know,
This is
Planned
my-
Parenthood.
This is my phone.
No, you flipped it.
You flipped it fast.
That's the Hannity talking point.
No,
But you're
no.
right, that's what happened, that's what
So,
happened. People
so
don't understand that.
I personally don't have any affinity for Planned Parenthood as an organization. It bothers me more than
Strom Thurmond was
anything.
Republican. We can go back in the time and pull out all the characters.
It bothers me that every year they give out the Margaret Sanger Award to people who are supposed to be like champions in our own community. Hillary Clinton won it one year, and she said she was proud of this. So I think that there's a historical perspective of it from Planned Parenthood in general that I can't rock with, and I don't support that. And I think that I don't want my tax dollars going to them. If you don't provide abortions and you're doing other women's services, because I know there is a difference between just offering health services than offering abortions. I support that. My dad is in the healthcare industry. You know, he runs an FAQC. You know, so I get that. But there has to be some, just has to be some regulation. I don't want my dollars going.
I think you know what I think though about gay marriage. I think a lot of Democrats lied that they agreed with it.
Well, listen. Both sides.
I'll say that.
And
I
listen,
think a lot
I
of
want you. I
Democrats
want
lied
if
that
people
they-
pay attention to this. In other states, Republicans advocated for gay marriage. In the state of New York, it was a Republican-led. You know why? Because his son was gay, and he didn't want him to get married in Massachusetts.
Is everybody here okay
He
with
wanted
gay
him to
marriage?
get married in New York.
Are you?
And this is why I point to with other groups that use both sides of the political aisle to get stuff done on their behalf. And I just think that we as black folks need to do that too if we're ever gonna get.
Well, everybody here okay with gay marriage? I still don't know yet.
I am.
I just don't know.
I'm cool with it, I'm cool with
You
it.
don't know if you're gonna get married.
I just don't know.
Man,
You know, I'm glad I don't have to. It's not my problem. So, cause I don't know if I could.
It's not a problem, it's people's lives.
No,
I don't
saying
think,
not a problem.
I
I
don't
just
think
said-
the government has a right to tell people who they.
Yeah, I just didn't.
And
I was
really,
like, damn, I don't know what
the
to
whole
think
gay
about that.
marriage issue.
wait, say that one more time.
The government, I leave even less government. I don't believe the government should be involved in telling someone who really, essentially, who they can leave their inheritance to.
But you would rather them tell a lady that she can't.
No, I just
Yeah, he said,
I just
I
said
can't
that.
do it.
I just said that I should have to pay for it.
That's what he
That's
said.
what I said. I didn't. I realized that.
That's what he
Look,
said.
and my mom's
So a lot of the Republicans
Hey Tracy, he was careful with his
who
words.
say they support the Constitution,
I'm like, hold on.
they're inconsistent on some of these things.
Yeah.
You know, we are a case by case on issues as opposed to just a one size fits all.
We with the Constitution until it don't fit.
No, we're always with the Constitution. That's the one thing we're very consistent on. That's why I said I know on that Fourth Amendment issue with the police scanning your face thing. I like.
So the right,
I'm not with that.
just under the Supreme Court decision,
Mhm.
Roe v. Wade is based on a right to privacy from the U.S. Constitution. And I have talked to some gun-toting libertarians who will say, I don't have a problem with abortion because that's the constitutional ruling as it is, and I have to support the Constitution. So
Until we have a new Supreme Court, they can change all of that.
well, it's pretty settled.
It's on the way, fellas. Just letting you know.
What's on the way?
A
I'm done now, so
a
it don't
nice,
matter.
a nice new fresh Supreme Court that might overturn Roe versus Wade.
On the LGBTQ, I started a legislative work group actually last Monday.
Mhm.
There's a national crisis of black transgender women being murdered. And the issues of housing. lot
A
of
national crisis?
Yeah.
Like I said, black folks need to get more jobs, get, better education. That's a national
There's
crisis.
10 black.
I'ma never disagree with
There's been like 10 transgender people murdered, hate crimes, and all of them have been
Well,
black.
Wayne
That's
don't
what
agree with that at all.
I
He,
don't
he always posts and be like,
He doesn't want people
fuck
being
them
murdered.
murders. Yeah, he always say that.
I'm not with that. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that, is that a bigger problem with the black community right now?
No, it's an issue. What's interesting is it's a housing issue.
Right.
You have people that are thrown out of their house who now become sex workers because and we don't have resources. We don't have suicide prevention. People make people feel weird about their choice. People get bullied, so it's a big issue. But the point is, there's a housing crisis for seniors. We need senior home repairs.
Right.
Housing crisis for people with disabilities.
Okay.
So I started.
can't argue with that.
No, I've started a legislative work to get into the issues. Instead of just having Pride Day, if there's issues of discrimination, then we need to. There's the Elliott Larson Act. There's different legislation that'll protect the rights of LGBTQ communities.
And I think, and I'm just gonna be honest, as long as and this is back to my political stuff, as long as Dems are fighting harder for that than they are for just getting everybody jobs and creating stuff, that's why Trump's gonna win again.
But see, the thing is, what I'm saying is, I just don't understand how is it that, and I'm not gonna quote the percentage, I think the LGBTQ community is roughly 1 to 5%, maybe, and I might be generous, maybe you guys know better numbers, but how do they get more power than?
Money.
That's it, money.
But we can't, but we're 10 to
And
15%.
well, this is the thing, they have
Well, hell, so do PETA. All fucking groups just
They
get
have
more
they
money.
put their money where their mouth
put
is.
their
Groups are
money,
powerful.
they put their money behind what they
So what's wrong in our community?
Because we don't
We're
have
not
a,
putting no money
we don't-
behind it.
we don't have a single focus
Put no money
right now.
behind that.
I think that's the biggest thing is we don't say, look, like this is what black folks want first.
Are we talking
Now-
NAACP?
I mean, I'm not gonna do that. You're not gonna do
No,
I'm not gonna take that.
I don't have an answer to your question, Brother Van, but when we start having these conversations, and to the point Bradley made about jobs and economics, it's the haves versus the have-nots. And that's when I was talking about the transgender black women being killed. There's all the different groups that are being oppressed, that we talked about in terms of.
Now, those guys or girls, when you say that, I get confused.
Whatever they want to say, if they believe they're a woman, I'll support what they want to do. You know?
Murderers.
Yeah, but they're just getting people. You saw the videos. People just getting. It's a crisis. There was, I think, over 26 transgender black women killed last year.
Yeah.
Not
There
one
was
or
over
two-
26 people killed in Chicago in a weekend. And these are black people. Like, I'm sorry, I don't want anything to happen to any LGBT people, Q people. What is
I believe you.
No,
But-
but like
it's
when we
not-
talk about reparations, the
For who?
Japanese. No, just saying it's not. We're not comparing. We have to fight against injustice wherever it is.
Right.
If we want to talk about reparations, we also got to expand it to Jim Crow and the criminal justice system. If you were black on trial, you were guilty. So I think the reparations conversation has to be expanded. Doesn't matter if you were a descendant of slave, but if you lived through Jim Crow. But the point is, I'm not trying to undermine what the Jews went through. So every time I talk about the transgender women being murdered, we better stand up and protect human life where it is. If you're talking about pro-life.
pro-life. I am
Yeah,
pro-life.
but every time I talk about it, you undermine it.
Because we have bigger.
No, it's
bigger
not.
issues
Nothing
like
is bigger than pro-life in the Republican Party.
True.
So you're a
Growth.
hypocrite.
Growth.
No, it's disrespectful.
Growth and economy.
No, it's disrespectful if you're gonna champion the talking points of pro-life.
You said there's a national.
No, it is a national
emergency.
crisis. It
There
is.
was 26 people for the whole
Man,
country.
God,
I'm showing
I'm
you in
praying for you, my
Chicago.
Republican hypocrite. For you to be disrespectful when these people are being shot down on Woodward, not to think about how to address that issue. If there's one person murdered,
I agree.
we need to step up and address that
Fair
issue,
enough.
not to undermine anybody else.
All right, so
Fair
when
enough.
Chief Craig come in on that? or Mayor Dugan, what?
Yeah, they're meeting with.
You're talking Detroit.
Yeah, they're very sensitive to the issues, they're meeting directly with the transgender
Do you
community.
think Chief Craig's a good chief?
Do I?
Or is he in a bad?
He's a great
I
chief.
think he's been here
Is
too
he a
long,
great chief?
man.
He's a great
You know,
chief.
I don't know.
Great chief.
How many years has he been now?
Best police chief. we've
He's on
had
the cover of
in years.
NRA, I think he's.
Wait,
doing-
what? I don't know what you be saying.
Wow.
He's been the best police
I don't think the
chief.
city respects him.
I think they do.
I think
Man,
they do.
these kids are.
He's
fuck-
he's
I can't
he's
say
been
kids.
he's
I know,
been the
but
most
I keep saying
he's been the
kids.
most honest police chief
I
we've
would-
had.
But you gotta understand, the
Him and
kid don't give a
Gotti.
fuck. Who
I think I'm tired
who
of
don't
the
respect?
camera.
Huh?
That's what I think I'm tired of. It's just so much cameras.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes down in the city. And
Yeah.
I think that Chief Craig, I mean, what literally, when they say kids are riding ATVs and they're doing all this stuff, what is Chief Craig supposed to do about that?
Well, I agree with that.
Until something
You
bad
can't
happens.
be everywhere.
He
but-
can't, he can't be on the lodge with it.
But I do believe something was supposed to happen in 20 minutes on the lodge.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
If the mathematical ticks and talks was 20 minutes, that's bullshit.
But hold on, but hold on. Where were they?
That's bullshit.
Where were the
We
police though?
we can't-
Where were they though? Where were
I
they?
don't know.
It was the fireworks night, right?
No,
No,
it wasn't.
that
It
was
was a
last-
just because.
It was just because I thought it was the fireworks night when they did
And
it
I
before.
thought the state.
I'm saying they all downtown.
Look,
I agree with you.
Control
Nobody died.
Detroit
Nobody
freeway.
got
They,
killed.
they control
Well, no,
Michigan.
no one did
you're
die
right.
supposedly.
No, but I'm
Supposedly
saying
they stopped.
Let's
specifically
hear,
They stopped.
let's hear more about that.
Mathematically, if the mathematical issue was ticks and talks, 20 minutes, that's a long goddamn time for not one. You
They- wait a minute,
hold
they
on.
said-
Do you know how quick they would have been
They
there
said the
in
police.
the 90s?
They said the police were there, but they were on the opposite side of the freeway. They got there quicker than that, but they were on the state troopers there.
20 minutes?
That was a Saturday
Man,
night.
I'm
I'm
not
gonna
making
say,
no
man,
excuses.
hold on. Ain't no excuse for that, but man, I can get robbed in front of my house. The police ain't gonna come in 20 damn
Hours.
minutes.
Not on the
Thank
main
you.
vein, which is the
And the
John
main
C.
vein.
Lodge
But
Freeway.
it doesn't matter. I mean,
The
anyway, in the
camera is
city,
right there.
Yeah, but like I said, any damn part of the city, they're not gonna be
Whoever
there
was
20
looking
minutes.
at those cameras, if they swear somebody looking at,
They
be looking for a new job.
probably did. Probably so.
They need to be
Probably
looking
so.
for a new
I'm
job.
gonna tell you about the green light when you said that because on my corner, more people got robbed at that damn gas station that has a green light there than any other place in my damn neighborhood.
Green lights are just green in Detroit.
That's just,
Basically,
that's
basically.
That's just letting,
Yeah.
letting the criminals know you'll be on camera.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Let me
Exactly.
ask you something. Trump's your guy. Cool.
Oh my
I
God.
want to get on the part. And this is a hypothetical question. If. Would you pardon Kwame?
You know I would.
Yo, love it.
No, I
Rock the
would.
bell.
Rock the bell.
No, I would.
Would
I've-
you pardon
and I've been-
Illinois?
and I've been
Would
advocating.
you pardon Illinois?
Look at this,
Senator?
who?
Illinois,
The governor.
governor, I'm sorry, yeah.
Nah, I'm
Nah.
only
He
focused
only
on
got 14
Kwame.
years anyway.
Right, he only got 14, right.
Kwame
Exactly.
got 28
Exactly.
years.
Right.
Would you let Kwame out the gates today?
If I was him, I would tell Trump, free him now and let him be your outreach.
Why?
Yeah.
Let him be an
Wow.
outreach guy.
I'm gonna
Hey,
tell
that's
you,
scary.
I'm gonna tell you why.
That's
You know what?
scary.
You know why you,
Free him now
what do you-
and let
what do you
him
think
run your
about-
black
what do you think about
engagement.
Kwame's
I
letter?
hate
That's
listen,
scary.
I hate that I'm agreeing with him because
Yeah.
I feel like I would do the same thing. Why? Because Kwame's the reason. Kwame's the reason.
Obama put him in
won.
jail.
Thank you.
Obama put him in jail.
Yep.
What do you,
That's your
what
man.
do you think about, what do you think about
That's your
Kilpatrick's
man.
letter?
Huh?
Get out of here,
It was
man.
fabulous. It was
Who let
fabulous.
it?
Kilpatrick.
Did you see the letter he wrote to Trump?
I did.
I thought I could have wrote
He
that
sound
myself.
like you want to work for Trump.
But because wouldn't you though? If you help Obama get in the
Yeah.
office, he was here. He ran his
He got
campaign.
jail.
Wait a
He
minute, wait a
ran
minute, wait a minute.
his campaign.
Let's take that back. He was a Hillary supporter.
You know what I'm saying? But he don't know when Obama was first running the office. Kwame was running. I was working on the campus.
Yeah,
That's
well,
why
I mean, he had no choice after the primary.
Yeah,
but
he
he
was-
never forgave Obama for questioning his
They
black.
got to it. They got to it.
And then he also, the other thing was he brought Reverend Wright here.
Yeah.
And Reverend Wright was the one that was questioning Obama,
Black,
how,
yeah.
his blackness.
That's
his
why
commitment.
Obama did
And they
that.
were
huh?
right-hand man the week before.
That was whack as fuck.
Jeremiah, right?
Yeah, they
Jeremiah.
got to it.
And so Obama, when he had a choice, this is why I think this is why it's a trifecta right here. Obama sent James Comey and Mueller to go after Kwame. How can Trump let him out? Let free that man.
Wow.
He's the same kind of political prisoner that Trump has been being accused of.
Wow.
Let him go. Free him. He's done enough time.
I do
Yeah,
believe
I agree with that.
I do believe that there's a whole bunch of FBI malfeasance and
No
Democrats
question.
need to call it out more. Where are the liberals that
Yeah.
talked about Dr. King being under surveillance, and that's one of the big hypocrisies of our party right now. Is
Yes.
just to call out what is wrong, what's wrong.
They
Yes.
had Kwame under surveillance since he was a state rep in 2003.
since
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
stayed
Facts.
right.
So
Sure
it's
did.
like, you know, they were watching him for
What's
a
Kwame
very long
wrong,
time.
Wayne?
For what?
For what?
Period. I'm asking.
I mean, I think he used some bad judgment. He was, I mean, if you
Was
hung around him,
he-
he was arrogant.
Was
you know.
present times
He was,
after
he
hung
acted,
around
he
him.
acted like Trump, you know.
But you know what though? If you look down,
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
He,
But
but
you wanna
he, but he,
tell
wasn't,
me-
he wasn't a
not that
billionaire
the-
white dude.
Not that the
That's-
average person
that's
in
what I'm
here,
saying.
and Kwame is older than everybody in this room.
Mhm. I remember him being at the network.
Well, I'm just saying though.
on the DJ booth.
Remember 31 sounded so old when he won? Do you remember
He
that?
was
Do
wild.
young,
you remember Wayne?
Earring in the ear.
No, I'm
Yep.
saying, do you remember when 31 sounded so young when he won?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it sounded so old.
Yeah.
But now that I look back at 31, I said, Jesus, he was a baby.
He
Right?
was.
We gave him keys to the Ferrari.
Yeah.
And look,
And he really didn't have a
He
choice
didn't
at the
recognize-
time.
and let's just keep it real. He had people around him, and I don't like, we ain't gonna, people around him. Were
I knew one or two
Yeah.
of them.
People were giving him bad advice.
Yep.
His dad is a great man, but he was getting some bad advice from certain folks.
They used him.
I mean, he got something out of it too.
No, I mean, his friends used him.
Oh,
Well,
yeah, of
but
course.
listen,
But
they,
that's every friend.
every guy that has a mayor has some buddies that helped him get elected or are his close friends,
Yep.
and they're gonna be the first person to know about a
Everything.
job, a RFP. I mean, that's just part of the life, right?
Yeah,
But
politics.
the difference is that with his partner in particular, they was taking stuff from other black business owners.
Yep,
Yep.
that's where it
You
went
see what I
wrong.
mean? They were taking stuff from people that have been supporting whoever is mayor, and that's where he went
Had to
wrong.
spread the wealth a
He's
little
sending
bit.
his boy out to, his guy was going out collecting management fees on construction jobs and wasn't doing anything. That's gonna get people to talk.
Bobby
to talk.
Ferguson.
Hey, Bobby, see, first of all, Bobby do it, but back up on that one, because that's the hearsay. Because every job that Bobby Ferguson touched, he finished. And they proved that in court. Check the transcript. Every job that Bobby Ferguson
Big
touched,
B is
he
loving
finished.
you right now.
He finished. I was like, read the transcript. I followed that case.
Well,
28 years is too long.
That's what I'm saying.
That's all I
Yeah.
know.
Yes.
Way too
Yes.
long.
Whatever we did
Yeah.
wrong, but 28 years
Isaac,
is too
let me ask
long.
you.
28 years for no murders or nothing
Yes.
like that.
Yeah.
Is too long.
Way too long.
That's a waste of tax dollars.
Agreed.
Isaac, Isaac, let me ask you something. Should Michigan have capital punishment?
Huh?
Should Michigan have capital?
Hell no.
No.
No, I mean,
Yeah, I know.
I went to law school at Northwestern where the Republican governor ended up, it was like almost every person that was on death row was innocent. It was,
Yeah.
It was the impact of innocence.
Where?
In
In
Illinois.
You know,
Mhm.
in Illinois, like 80% of the people
So
on
when you
death row were
wow.
innocent because of police misconduct.
80%.
Yes.
We have a criminal justice. First of all, Republicans who are pro-life shouldn't be inconsistent.
Right.
First of all, so right off.
I don't
the-
support the death penalty.
No, I'm just saying.
No.
So that's
Really?
the Republican parties need to be pro-life, so they voting against it.
Yeah.
The Democrats need to recognize with Republicans who care about the Constitution that we have a criminal justice system that is unfair, and so with that. There's too much unfairness in that process to ever be for capital punishment. When you have most of the people on
Agreed.
death row after the DNA testing, they were innocent.
Yes.
I'm not a big supporter of that.
Yes.
So let me ask
So
you.
you
this.
don't believe in capital punishment because it's flawed?
Yes.
Hey, we're human.
Only the day after they steal my airbags do I support it for like a half
You got for a half second.
I can't believe they should have stole the whole thing. I could have got a payout. But now I gotta fix the window.
That's rage.
Agreed.
Who was saying something?
I was saying, yeah, I was gonna ask Isaac a question. I am a Democrat, but one thing.
I've tried.
Yeah.
One thing that I respect about Republicans, that they are fully supportive of their Republicans no matter what.
True.
Trump is-
And we don't do it.
Case example, no matter what, if this is their leader,
True.
they're behind them. Why?
Right.
But we're very separate and very divided, and we lack power because of that. What do you think as Democrats we can do to actually push the agenda through better?
Good question.
Good question.
I have so much to say to that, like Nazis also work together. As far
You're right though.
but I mean, it all comes down to what is right and what is wrong, like on the car insurance issue.
Yes.
Nothing was done on that reform to deal with the excessive rates. And African Americans and Detroiters are so important to Governor Whitmer. So at that point, you had a caucus of all the Democrats, if they had stuck together, then the amendments that I was offering and Sherry Gidding was offering, we could have probably got them in if there was some unity. So but how do we get there? You know, like the Democratic Party is made up of environmental groups, labor groups, LGBTQ, the African
So
American
you think we got too
voters.
many groups, huh?
You know, but we're a lot more, we're a big tent, and so sometimes when you have a lot more kids in the house and a lot more fighting, which is the family, but we have to have those conversations, and you need good leadership. And that's why Isaac Robinson is running again for state rep. So I can help fix the problems with Edgar Van, who's in my district.
Yes,
over off
indeed.
of-
Yes,
The great
absolutely.
Reverend Edgar Van and his great son.
Yes,
Amen.
yes, oh
Okay,
man.
I got a question. So can you tell me what's going on with that, as far as the insurance?
Detroit was sold out. You know, Dan Gilbert made a phone call to Whitmer and Mike Duggan, and their view is that attacking the healthcare. We have a choice now. We can sign up for less healthcare. So now the current system is racist because Detroiters and black people pay 5 and 10 times more. Now we get to pay 5 times more, but now we get to sign up for junk insurance. So complete failure there. So now we gotta look at how do we do it? Do we do a complete repeal? Do we try to get back what they took? Because it's worse now.
Right.
And the guaranteed discounts is only on the PIP portion of the bill. So, the sister who pays $9,000, so she's gonna get a $400 discount if she signs up. That's her guaranteed discount under this new policy.
Wow.
And it's only on the PIP portion.
What the fuck is the reason we keep high insurance like that?
Because we have no fault here.
For 20 years.
Well,
Longer than that.
Cleveland has $1,200 a year in their urban area. So if they were gonna give us some junky ass insurance, then we should have some of that Cleveland rate.
Right.
But I go down to
But we-
Florida and my friends get 3 cars for the same price I'm paying for one.
If Florida go to Chicago, you can pay $39 a month
I
for
think,
insurance.
I think the biggest
Chicago,
thing,
yes.
I think the biggest thing is that when we had, Michigan is, up until this law, Michigan was the best place in the world to have a car accident, because if you got into a car accident, you had unlimited, your benefits didn't run out. And that's why our insurance is, to me, that's one of the main causes why our insurance has been higher than everyone else.
No, let me say, okay,
And you can-
but
you
it's
can
so,
probably-
if you got some unlimited Cadillac healthcare, then you wanna pay a little bit more.
Man, you got the
And there's
greatest name.
there's a fallacy though. People talk about this catastrophic fund, right?
Let's
How
see.
terrible it is.
How much?
$200, man, for unlimited Cadillac healthcare, and you paying $5,000 and $9,000. You worried about the wrong damn thing.
Right.
'Cause
Fact.
that's $18 a month for you to have unlimited Cadillac. Give me the Lamborghini shit for $200. Okay, now the problem is, why are Detroiters getting $5,000 and $6,000 extra on their bill from the person in the Upper Peninsula paying $1,500? And to the point where this is crazy, this whole discussion, because the people in the Upper Peninsula should have never, the Republicans should never have supported this, because they're paying $1,500 a year for the Cadillac. Why would they even tinker with a system when they're paying $1,200 and $1,300 a year for
We're
it?
trying to help out everybody.
No, what they want to do is, Republicans are against more health care, generally speaking. They want to repeal Obamacare. So you should never have signed anything to do with health care with the damn Republicans. This is nothing but a weakening of our health care benefits in an accident. What are the solutions? You got to cap insurance profits like they do in Ohio and California.
Cap the
Uh,
profits. Ooh.
Yeah, it's like a utility. You can't just say, motherfucker, we gonna charge you $5,000 because you related to the Edgar Van. And but on 8 mile or half a mile away, you get to pay $1,000. No, you gotta regulate that shit. You can't be giving people quotes for $10,000 and people paying $1,300 Upper Peninsula. That's crazy. That's bullshit. It's unconscionable. It's racist. And it's wrong. And we need to have laws. We need to strengthen the DIFS department, which I have all these bills. I've been studying this
How
all
lower
for
is it in the Upper Peninsula?
So
I've never been to the UP.
one of my colleagues,
Never to the UP.
one of my colleagues,
Missing out.
All my friends have been there. They went. It was somewhere else up there.
Yeah, Michigan. Pure Michigan.
I want to go to Travis City. I need to go to
That's
that.
not true. I don't think that's
Mackinac,
UP.
you gotta go to
Mackinac.
Mackinac. Cross that bridge.
That's what
Iron
Sherry
Mountain is
thinking,
UP.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
but
This
this is what is so sick and insidious about this, is that what Governor Whitmer and our legislature did is they're saying anybody who's desperate for money, which is almost everybody has trouble paying their bills, they're gonna sign up for that lower option. So that means your child who gets a brain injury doesn't have the same coverage as the person in the Upper Peninsula who can keep that $1,300 a year. And so instead of just keeping the good benefits intact and tackling the excessive rates by regulating the car insurance industry, there needs to be, there's a crazy loophole. It says no rate will ever be excessive as long as there's competition in the marketplace. So I can charge you $18,000 a year, and there's nothing under the law that Michigan can say it's illegal because there's competition.
Well, I mean, and this is one of the things as an insurance guy, they use, how they calculate your rates also, they use how many times 911 is called in your zip code.
Wow.
So if you live in, let's say, Rosedale Park, you share the same zip code as Brightmoor.
Yep.
So every house that gets burned down,
Was you about to say dick hole?
But
No.
there's more. But there's more cars probably stolen in Rosedale Park than Brightmoor. This stuff gets real deep.
Well, like I said,
And maybe more cars stolen in West Bloomfield.
Yeah.
But why do they pay 20%? Because it's racist. It's redlining.
Well, they use your credit scores. There's a
Yeah.
whole bunch of
Let me,
different
let me
things.
ask you this, and again, I'm just going off an article. I know you all deep into it. From my understanding, if you have full cover insurance with your job, you can take off all the insurance on the unlimited thing on the car insurance, and that'll lower your rate. Now, I know that's starting to get convoluted and going back and forth, but that's not just I'm just getting, that's just what I understood.
So what the legis-
catastrophic car accident,
Yeah, but I got-
you
No.
ain't gonna be able to keep your job, so then you won't have the insurance.
Brother Van, so what the governor and the Republicans and the Democrats are promising you is, if you sign up for junk insurance or shift it somewhere else, you'll get a discount, but it's only on the PIP portion of the bill. So next July, I might give you 10-20% on that, but I've already raised you 40% before next July before I give it to you. I can do whatever I want. There's no regulation on them. There's the comprehensive, there's the liability. And it was so sad when I sat there and I saw Governor and others in my party who didn't give a damn to stand with me, many of them. I had an amendment that said, and this, I had talked to all Republicans who said it would be fair to at least ban territory and credit history on the PIP portion.
Wow.
We all pay the same on the MCCA for the catastrophic fund. So if you live in Dearborn, Upper Peninsula, we all paying $228 now a year. So there's no redlining there. So why not on the PIP portion? Because stealing cars ain't got nothing to do with your PIP, your personal injury protection. So that was one area of compromise where they could have took that out, because that has nothing to do with nothing, how you're injured.
Right.
And so, and no one went to bat for us. And I was very critical. I kind of toned it down, because you can't just keep banging your head against the wall, for a month straight. But yeah, it was very disheartening. But hopefully there's some good things that, my man's a marketplace thing. Maybe there's some good things that'll come out of this, and maybe it's a conversation of going forward to make it better.
Are you liking downtown Detroit now? 2 questions. You and you.
It's a great place to work.
My constituents,
come on.
my constituents need home repairs, so my job isn't here to dance up and down and do funky flips for Dan Gilbert and the Illich family. I'm here to try to.
Great Michigan families.
I'm here to say, why did they destroy the senior home repair program? Mike Duggan petitioned HUD to turn it into a loan program. So we gotta start having these questions. All this W-2, all this money that's being spent, how is it trickling back down to the kids in the neighborhood?
Do you like it?
Do I like downtown?
I'm
Just say you were a visitor.
I'm a Javon guy. I'm a
I like-
Diamond
Did you
Shaft
say
guy.
Javon's?
Mavs Lounge.
Oh my
I
God!
ballroom on Sunday
Did you say
night.
Diamond Shaft?
Fast
I
food.
hated that place.
Yeah, I mean, I
Man, they
like.
stole the smell out of shit in the parking lot in that place, man. The Diamond Shaft.
Tommy Hearns in the bathroom smoking weed before the
Yeah.
Lakers fight.
Well, Tommy's the #1 Detroit athlete to me. Tommy, then Isaiah Thomas.
Shout out to the Hitman.
Then Steve
What
Iverson.
about okay?
But I
my
like.
top
I
three
think it's
Detroit
cool. I think it's cool that you can invite people to Detroit now and take them downtown.
I
It's
think
like-
that's true, too.
And it's like a lot of stuff to do now. Like you can walk the river walk.
You can pay for some parking?
I remember, yeah,
Pay for
that,
the parking.
now that's a problem.
Man.
But now that
I'm going to Little Mary's Inn on Columbus and Grand River with Cash McCall every Friday night.
Did you just catch me at Columbus and Grand River?
yeah, I'm at the locker room, 7 Mile, living there.
Yeah.
I'm in my
Gary ain't going there.
He's over there at Baker's.
Yeah, Baker's.
He gonna cross 6 Mile though.
Ah.
He gonna just- I'll just-
I'm from 6 Mile.
Baker's. 7 Mile guy right here.
Okay.
Yeah, Teresa.
That'll work.
Oh, yeah, Teresa?
Yeah, Teresa.
Teresa
Sweet
was-
Soul Bistro, man.
Sweet 100.
What up, though?
They ain't got no food but good drinks.
Gave me some old shrimp the other day.
Oh, who
Yeah,
did?
sorry.
Club Celebrity got the best lamb chop soul food. You can come
Listen
in
to
there.
you.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Go through the
No, they
hood.
don't, Isaac.
Who's better?
Who got
Who's
it,
better than
Gary?
Club Celebrity?
Who got him,
Soul
Gary?
food.
Those
Carry on.
lollipops.
Who got-
Ken is a foodie too. Those are lollipops.
Who got him?
1 in the morning, you
They're
can
strip
come in
clubs.
there.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm about to say, I didn't want to
They
say
close
that.
Parthenon.
The ballet has the best.
The ballet.
The ballet has the
ballet?
best lamb chops.
Ballet. Ballet.
The ballet.
Now, who knows about the Fish King is now in Mavs Lounge from 12 to 8. They used to be on Conant and 8 Mile. The Fish King, they moved to Mavs Lounge 7 Mile in Clinton.
Okay.
I'm about to go to Conan. I'm about to take Wayne to eat. If Conan is 6 Mile still open.
Going to Buddy.
Yes. This guy actually had the nerve to bet me about the Detroit Lions. We're gonna let him live that down
I want you to tell the story.
Yeah, tell us
today. Yeah.
that.
Okay, so I think it was we were.
I was okay with this though.
I think we were betting who was gonna have the better season between my beloved Cowboys.
Oh no. You bet me 5 wins, or was it 6
Yeah, it was
wins?
6 wins.
Motherfuckers couldn't
I
get
said,
6
man, they're
wins.
not gonna get 6 wins. Come on.
Motherfuckers couldn't get 6 wins.
I'm always take the over under on the Lions. That's always a fair
All they
bet.
had to do was win, you know, and that's why I dog them. I have the right to dog the Detroit.
Every season, these guys like him, my boy Cartwright, every season they start off like this is our year.
But I travel.
Yeah,
I go
this
see
dude
him.
went to London.
Yeah, I did. You know,
They should be
I
giving
travel.
him season
That's why I
tickets.
tell you, I have the right to dog.
Yeah, they should give this guy
Yeah.
season tickets.
And I'm going to Oakland this year to see him. So yeah,
See, that-
it's all right. It's all fun.
One of these days,
I'm gonna
they-
get 4 of them slices, so it's cool. I'm gonna get you an 8 square. I'm only gonna eat 2.
One of these days. one of
that's
these
my
days.
guy.
Lauren, what you think? Anything? You got any more questions,
Oh
Tracy?
my goodness, I get put on the spot.
No, you know what? I got a friend named William Childs. He got a question for you, and that's
No,
why I said
but
that.
I mean,
And
I
can
can
you
ask.
read that, please?
Let's see.
Sure.
William
Hey,
just
give her-
said,
give her the
you know
microphone.
William?
Name something.
William Childs, good
Okay.
guy. He's in medical school and he's on
That's
his way
a
to be a
long
doctor.
question.
It's so
I mean,
long.
that's
That's
a-
why
Well,
I was
you
just
know,
like, I don't know.
That's Williamish.
Interpret it.
So yeah,
So-
let's go.
Let's
Take
hear
your
it.
time and go.
It's
William,
going-
she's reading your question.
Yes.
But it's like in 5 font too.
It is.
And it's in Arabic.
It's like my touch screen is
You ready,
it's
Wayne?
a novel.
Okay.
So it's going back to party loyalty, and I'm just gonna condense this a little bit. So, based on your ideologies, do you think Trump has upheld traditional Republican ideas?
He's
And
not a traditional Republican.
He's not.
Nope.
They do.
He crazy
and-
as hell. He seems like one to me. He's doing a great job as a Republican.
I mean, but it is like a new subset of Republicans called Trump Republicans. so-
Trumpers. Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Trumpers.
Yes.
And do you hold on, I got lost.
Take your time.
They're just tired of bullshit, and government doesn't do anything, and that's why vote Democratic 2020.
Only if you want your taxes to
You know
go up.
William.
That's what Joe has promised.
Yeah.
Mackenzie, turn around.
I'll tackle that motherfucker.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Asian, black guy?
Oh, okay.
Black then Asian. Black
So
and
let's
yellow.
talk about
And
some
then-
taxes.
No, go ahead.
And
Let
then,
him finish.
based on his time in office, do you feel he can adequately uphold your views? I feel like you kind of answered that.
Well, he can uphold my views by appointing good Supreme
Can I
Court
read your
justices,
home?
good judges across the country.
I
So,
don't know
and
about-
he's done a great job of doing that. If he can keep my taxes low and give me some good
So
conservative
you
judges,
think,
I'm good. I
you
can't,
think
he's not
an
perfect.
accused rapist on
Who
the
is
Supreme
accused
Court?
rapist? Oh,
Kavanaugh.
come on. Are you serious?
Wayne, would you
So
stop
Are
it?
you
I want
serious?
so
Bill
serious.
Cosby,
Oh,
all these
man.
people going back
Oh, I
30, 40
forgot about
years on
that.
stuff.
Because it wasn't
You-
nothing.
And
It was
some
a
of that
nothing
stuff
burger.
is suspect.
You think Kavanaugh?
I think that was a lie.
Kavanaugh.
I think that was a pure political hit
Chris, you think
job.
she lied about Kavanaugh?
I do.
I gotta keep it, you know.
We weren't there.
We have
You
young
think.
black people,
Think, yes,
young
I
men
think.
Go ahead, Isaac, I'm
who
sorry.
get arrested, get falsely accused.
Right.
We need to fight for them. And so when people
Yes.
start going back 20, 30, 40 years
Exactly.
on some bullshit,
That's what I hate.
you gotta call it bullshit.
That's what I hate.
Exactly.
And if
That's
you're
what I
gonna-
hate.
If you're gonna defend Cosby, or just be consistent.
I
You
be
think-
consistent.
Now,
I agree.
That's all I hate.
Cosby admitted some stuff.
What Isaac
on-
is saying,
so it's
that's
hard
all
to
I hate.
defend Cosby.
Right,
I'm
right.
still defending them.
No, but he actually admitted the stuff on the.
But that shit was 20
No, no,
years ago.
he was stupid.
I'm concerned.
I'm just
He was
saying,
stupid. I agree with
but my point is,
I'm
a
concerned.
lot of
Still
that,
watching
a lot of
Cosby.
that 30, 40-year-old stuff coming to him is straight bullshit.
Thank you.
Yes.
You gotta
Thank
be
you.
consistent with it.
Yes.
And if it's a Republican,
He said it's a
you gotta
three-part
protect
question.
liberty and rights, no matter your color, no matter your party.
That's all.
Yes.
At the end of the day, I got sons. I don't want my son to just be accused of something and being denied a job.
Okay, so
opportunity.
do you think it should be a statute of limitation on rape and just like?
Let's not.
If
Let's
so,
not go there. No.
is there a
Of course,
time frame?
of course, we have those
when-
discussions. That's why we have laws. Yeah, there has to be statute limit on different
If
crimes.
if a
So
crime is
what-
actually committed.
Like the stuff,
What's
like
an
the.
adequate
like
time
the
frame
priest-
for a woman to come
the
forward and
thing
be
is-
like, this man raped
The thing
me?
is it gotta be somewhat of a statute just because,
Right.
as far as proof, how can
How you prove
As,
that?
as a black,
I did that 20
yeah,
years
as a
ago.
black
Right.
man, look, it scares me more.
That's what I'm
It
saying.
scares me more that they would believe that happened with a white guy, because if they'll throw the white guy in jail or deny him an opportunity because
Oh,
of
they
that,
definitely put
what they
that
gonna do to
in
me?
Hell yeah.
So I need to see. I mean, look, I'm not saying I need 100 things, but I need to see something more than I was drunk and I don't remember what happened, but I think it was him.
Oh, yeah,
and
But there's
so he
also,
should be-
whether there's a charge, there's also just, you destroy people's reputation.
Yeah.
And
That's
to-
all it
and
was.
to
It
give
was a hit
people,
job.
to give people forums who come out of nowhere, who are nobodies. 30
Social
years in the
media.
past.
That's social media.
Yeah, well, something went out there.
Well, yeah, we went out. Hey, yo, Jay.
God protected
The thing,
me
the
from
scheme
saying
went out.
anything.
I just want him to ask this question.
Oh, you pushed something over there, bro.
the
You
plug
pushed
out.
something, yeah.
Put the plug
You
back
did
there.
it.
Hey, look, he pushed something.
Plug
We ain't got no
back
hair.
there.
These brains aren't good for politicians.
Nah, you gotta be teeter-totter.
There you go. Yeah, thank you, Jay. Yeah, you know, this
Hey,
is
man.
They can just unplug and plug. Hey, get that off. But let him call.
Trump-
No, let him podcast. Yeah, let him ask.
Yeah, I mean, just one question.
Okay, that was question. Don't fuck up our podcast. Be quiet.
All right, go ahead. Okay.
Somebody wants to go find this.
Will, go ahead and shoot your question.
Yo, we got too much silence. Put him up to the microphone or
Okay.
something, man. We got too much
Okay,
silence.
yeah, go ahead,
This
go
going
ahead.
on iHeartRadio. We can't have that kind of
I need
silence.
more snare.
There you go.
Yep. We can be. Yes, sir.
Jesus was a carpenter, and the carpenters generally support the
That
Democrats.
was a union. That was a union job.
I gotta hear.
Union job, right?
Hold on, brother. Go
Or
ahead.
Joseph. Yeah, that's all.
Less taxes is better, always.
Unless you Dan Gilbert's friends, then you give him what he want, give him the land.
And I think a lot of those billionaires and people you see are philanthropists, and they're willing to donate their money. It's a difference
that's
between
tax credit.
giving it to the government and letting them waste your money. I trust nonprofits more with my money than I do government. So I'd rather donate my money than give it to the government and let them waste it.
Got the point.
That's-
I feel that.
So, and it's my money. It's my money.
Right.
Mhm.
Go.
There we go. Yeah.
Go ahead. Hold on, Will. Now you on.
Well, I think that the bigger issue is, yes, you're right that, but I still believe that I would rather give my money, and I would like to see a show of hands here. Who do you trust more with your money, the government or a nonprofit entity? If you wanted to fight cancer, do you give the money to the American Cancer Society or do you give it to the government?
Now,
Who do
mind you,
give
Will
money
is
to?
in the medical department now. He's in the medical.
I'm just asking. I mean, that's fair. I mean, this is a fair question to ask. If I want something solved, do I go give the money to the government, let them figure it out? Because they take 10, 20 years,
What'd
extend
you
my
say,
deadlines.
I generally will have to lean towards the government, which has some
Oh.
accountability well, certain functions,
You,
like healthcare.
you know what the accountability in the private sector is? If you don't perform, you
ain't
go
get
out
no
of
money.
business.
Right, ain't get no money.
I think it's a great topic though, like the American Cancer Society also drives legislation, so I'm very concerned about how nonprofits also wield power. I mean, it's a very complicated, it's a deep
I'd rather
discussion.
them wield the power of my private dollars than give it to the government and just be a free-for-all.
William, what
The government has a great track record of already wasting money.
Yeah, William, are you still in oncology, or what are you in now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Who says
How do you think we could improve that? Because you're obviously
Who says that we're the worst at
Yeah, I never. I didn't,
Education and healthcare.
Who is?
United
If
States.
you want to have a heart surgery, you go to Henry Ford Hospital.
Yeah,
Then I want to go there and
I
get
think
it done.
America is.
Everybody-
I don't know. Hey, look, I don't know. I think I want to go to
Now,
Israel.
if you-
because them motherfuckers got.
If
These
you
are-
want,
these are complicated.
now they do outsource. If you want a cheaper knee replacement, you can go over to India. It's the same doctor is going to be here in America. Anyway, I'm
Will,
just
do
keeping
you
it
agree with that?
real.
William, do you agree with that?
They do that. They.
Hold on, William, do you agree with that?
That's true.
That's true. I agree with
That
that.
is true.
I agree with that. But do you think that we should have a government-controlled, socialized medicine like we similar in Canada and Europe? Eh, Right. Uh-huh.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you when you become a doctor and you start cashing them checks, you're gonna come on home, baby. Come on home.
Yeah.
I can look at Trump and say he's not perfect. Okay? But at the end of the day, he's a strong leader, and that's what people elected him to do. They didn't elect him to be a nice guy. No one elected Trump to make
Let me
us
ask
feel
you
warm
something,
and fuzzy on the
honestly. Let me
inside.
ask you something. Do you think 6 years ago
Mhm.
that he really wanted to run for president,
I know.
or he tried to prove something?
I think when he ran,
tried to prove it.
I honestly don't think that
Yeah.
he intended, in the beginning, that he wanted to improve the Trump brand.
I think he showed you how dumb people are.
No.
No, I think he tried to
connected
show you.
with people.
No, I think he showed you it was all a game at first. Then the shit got real.
Yeah.
But
That's what I believe.
He
Yeah, the
realized.
shit got real.
He realized.
He can win.
He realized his message was resonating
With the people.
with, in particular, middle class,
But he did a lot of research on that, too, though.
hard-working white folks.
He did a lot of
Like,
research.
because you look, you work at the plant.
Yeah.
Your UAW brothers, regardless of the endorsement that they sent out, at least on the guys that live out in Macomb County and such, voted for Donald Trump. The ones that live in River
They're
Rouge,
not gonna tell us.
they don't have to. They let you know.
you're
though.
right. They're not gonna tell
They
us.
let you know. They-
Well, I could see who voted for Trump.
No
on my-
question.
on- yeah, in the
No
line.
question.
Luckily, I'm not on a line anymore,
I
so-
know some of the guys that worked at Ford that are the part of the right to work guys, all that. I know those guys, and they were big Trump supporters. And it's not, and again, it's bigger issues. Like right now, I think that black folks, we're making a critical, mistaken judgment by getting involved with the whole illegal aliens fight. That's not our fight.
That ain't no fun.
Yeah, that
It's
ain't
not
our
our
fight.
fight.
That ain't our fight.
The
But
wall-
but
you don't-
wait a minute, wait, they bring us in on an emotional issue of, you know what, Trump is being racist against brown people. And so that's how you get black people hooked, like, oh, racism, I'm in. That's wrong.
Now,
But
one question I can't ask you because you really don't know.
yes,
Do you think this camp down there,
we need to do better on that.
Nah, they're drinking out of toilet water. man.
Definitely need to do better
They're
about
drinking out of
that.
toilet
That's where it becomes a humanitarian issue. But I will say this. Those folks they do have an option not to come there. Let's be clear. It's one. There is one way to avoid
Wall jumping.
No,
Yeah,
no,
jumping the wall.
no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's one way to avoid being in those detention centers. Real easy.
We gonna okay, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
I wanna thank you all. Will, thanks for calling, man.
Thank you, Will.
Yeah, thanks for calling, man. Thanks a lot. we're gonna wrap it up. Episode 35.
35.
This was good, man.
It was a fantastic.
State Representative
I
Isaac
have,
Robinson.
I have less disdain for Wayne Bradley than I did when I came in.
Yeah.
Less disdain.
Did you?
That's good.
Any
Yeah.
shout outs? Any shout outs, Wayne Bradley? Any shout
Yeah,
outs?
shout out, brother.
Shout out to I would say, just shout out to my family. I'm about to get home. Go
And
pick
we
up-
are the Corner Pocket.
And shout out to Corner Pocket
Yeah,
Podcast for
yeah.
inviting me. GT, thank you for bringing me back as
My
a friend.
man. My
You know, you
man.
cut me off when Trump won the night. I'm just glad we can reunite. Isaac, my guy,
Brother.
EB.
State Representative Isaac, any shout outs?
We're still trying to fix this damn car insurance.
Yes.
We're fighting for civil liberties. We wanna ban the facial recognition
Yes.
technology.
Yes.
And we got a whole bunch of damn issues
I will
that we're
work
working
with you
on.
on that.
And I'm honored to be standing next to Edgar Van III.
Edgar Van the Third, aka Trey. Any shout outs?
Shout outs to my family. Shout outs to
We are the Corner Pocket Podcast.
shout out to the Corner Pocket. Glad to be here. Look for many more times to be here.
Yeah.
And let's get these million followers.
You know.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Lauren, looking very nice today. Looking very summery.
Yeah.
It's hot outside.
Yeah, it is.
Uh,
Any shout outs? Thanks for coming.
Shout out to my family. Shout out to Corner Podcast for inviting me. And although it's super hot, shout out to this weather.
Yeah, I love it.
We need
Amen.
the sun.
Snow it'll be 2020 in 5 months. We're not gonna play.
Let's enjoy it.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, you got any shout outs? Thanks for coming on and saying stuff. You got any shout outs, Chris?
She ran for Congress against Carolyn Kilpatrick in '98.
Oh, really?
This how y'all gonna let you treat y'all's boy?
Right, right.
And she was Johnny Lear appointee on the board of cosmetology. And I am working with the barber and cosmetologist. We're trying to raise up the industry and support it properly from Lansing.
Oh, for sure.
Amen.
All right.
So I guess I'd have to give it a shout out to the independent voters because that's what I am now.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love the Republican Party. Thanks, Isaac, for letting everybody know my accomplishments. And now I'm an independent voter and I
Come
vote
on
my
home.
own mind.
Come on home.
Right,
sister.
right.
Come on home.
All right.
Thank
All
you.
right, Tracy, any shout out?
Shout out for being here. This is very informative, and I hate
You gonna be a
you
Republican
less.
now?
Yes! That's two hate me a little bit less.
I ain't voting Republican.
Cool over there,
I'm
Wayne.
good.
Abraham Lincoln.
No,
Abraham Lincoln, the last one.
I
You in the
hate-
lodge with it.
No,
I'm on the line.
I hate you a little less.
That's good.
But I would,
Come on home too, sister. We can talk.
We ain't coming home. We ain't
Hey,
coming
hey,
home.
hey, listen, even when I hit this Powerball tonight, I ain't coming home, okay?
Oh, no. You
Jim Freeze, any shout outs?
You got to come home.
Shout out, you know, my
But you
brother
did.
Isaac, thank you for coming
You
on.
did
My
make
new brother
things
Wang, I appreciate you coming on, her brother saying
Look
your
at it
thing.
different.
Nice meeting you, Trey, like I said.
Yes.
Nice meeting you, Lauren, correct?
Yes.
And Chris, and of course, my co-host, our new co-host, Tracy. I just want to say thank you all, y'all. Thanks for everybody tuning in. This was a great, informative
Smart people.
podcast, and I
Right.
really
Everybody here was
appreciate
smarter
it.
than me.
And I can't wait. Y'all gonna be here after November, after stuff going on. We got to keep having y'all back here again. for
Election
sure.
year
Yes, indeed.
over and out. Shout out to Lauren, Isaac,
Yes.
Edgar Van, Tracy, my main man Wayne. We about to go get a pizza. DJ Freeze, my bro.
Yeah.
Candace just opened up a shop on Greenfield. Our own shop up there up the street. I don't know the name of it,
My
but
City Suites.
My City
It's
Suites
right
up the
up the
street.
street.
Yeah, yeah. Just opened up a get your hair done, get your hair cut, and get them damn nails cut.
Yes,
Right?
indeed. Yeah.
Okay, over and out. We off the corner, and happy 4th of July. Don't drink and drive. You might hit a bump and spill your drink. Over and out.
Hey. That was
Oh,
fun.
that was nice.
We gotta take a team picture.
Yeah,
Yeah, we already do that out
Take it
there.
outside. Yep.
We don't do it right here with the snake.
No, we take it in the back. Oh, back with the background. Yep. Yeah. Okay. My man. Oh man.
He is hot, though.
I wasn't sure what
Thanks
to
for the
do.
airdrop,
I was
Z.
like, y'all just
you
gonna
know.
get,
You gonna get whatever you get, huh?
you gonna get
Alright, we wrapping
good
up.
jeans.
I just didn't feel like going way back to
And
these
t-shirt.
sides.
All right, y'all, we wrapping up. That was fun. Peace out. Hope y'all enjoyed it.
Joke, what?
That was
Oh,
dope.
that was a good one. Yeah, great one, man. I appreciate
Got that,
it.
Jay?
I can't run for statewide office.
Jason.
All that shit. I agreed with Wayne like 3 times.
Man, I tried to take us the easy stuff we can agree on. That's what we gotta do.
Right.
Did it go?
And facial recognition is what we can
All
all
that
agree
Liberty
on.
stuff,
Yeah.
man. I got it.
Jason, did it go?
Yes.
Okay.
Give me a 3, next week, when you give me 3, give me a 3, bro.
I didn't get it.
I ain't got the
Tell you
ad
when
for
we
it
get out
yet.
here.
Not yet,
Free.
it's hitting it, yo.
You know why I didn't get them shirts?
Well, yeah.
Because Will made them.
But you guys made them though. They ain't the only ones that made them though. It's 4
No,
people that
I
made them.
had, we gotta fuck with him.
Yeah, well, it's 4 people that made them though.
They only available
4
for
people
3
made it.
days and
We're not even there yet.
So look,
He
is
sent them to me in freeze. They was garbage freeze.
Oh wait, you seen him?
Hell yeah, we seen them. You saw it freeze,
Yeah,
didn't you?
yeah.